Hello and welcome. Today's date is the completion of the 16th day of December 2020. My name is Derek and this is the Money Charts channel where, like always, all bets, trades, and other like, that's within each's own risk and their own reward. As at 1700 and a half hours or 5:31 p.m. Eastern Time, the price of Bitcoin coming in at that of 21,300 US dollars. How do you do kind of deal? What a beautiful move. And just since, as we can see, 16 and a half hours. So over the last hour, we've seen it go from 20,008. So up another 500, man, whatever. 500's like yada, a couple percent or so. But even here, we look at like just in the minute. This is a 1 minute term time frame. At 1,600 hours and 50 minutes, it goes up like $60. There was a time when Bitcoin with like a $60 move was huge for the day. For the day, it would have been huge. And then even in here, just a small one, this is like, $33 a day. Well, back when Bitcoin was $800, that would have been like a huge day in itself. But such a fantastic moving session. Just looking at this on all the different time frames, there we can see that nice little breakout. After settling down all afternoon, holding and staying all day, well above 20,500, even $600 throughout the entire afternoon. On the 15-minute term time frame, this was a fantastic move because earlier in the sleeping hours for me, and mostly everybody who's in the North American time and even European time for some, but not really, 4:15 a.m. Eastern time, $19,500. And then, as I've been stating for quite some time, you break 20,000, expect a key significant move. And that's exactly what has been going on, as it has already been up about $1,300 north of the all-time level. So in situations like this in here, this is one of the times when Bitcoin, and including pretty much now too as well, but when Bitcoin was at all-time highs and is at the top of the range for every single time frame, the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the hourly, the daily, the weekly, the monthly, the quarterly. And quite frankly, at an exact moment when Bitcoin, it makes all-time highs, and it's going to be doing this on several days moving forward. It's going to be making all-time highs on every single time frame. Every single time frame will be above the 18 average of highs for the most part, based on simple math. And the reason why I'm saying this is I can remember way back in the day, and this is like over 10 years ago, there used to be a YouTuber named Don Harold who would say that you'd be an idiot, basically, if you were buying when the price action was completely at all-time highs. And for the most part, that's the opposite. It's true, not only is it true, but then you go for the opposite, that selling is a magnificent play. But there are this being one of them, there are rare times when the price is at the all-time highs, and not only is the sell the basic bad play, the buy is a huge play. For it has just barely broken above resistance. When we go through this on multiple time frames, you're going to see on the monthly it's just barely broken, even on the weekly. But within the monthly anyway, yeah. On the 1 hour chart, we've got a nice little breakout again. We can see this at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's just been going up all day. It hasn't even really been that close to hitting the 18 average, and since it had an unofficial correction, I'll call that, I guess. Markets correct has a couple periods down, and then retracement mode from this high to the lows it established. Then it gets above the established highs intraday of a little under 20,009. And it has now got, in this hour alone, a high in that of $21,465. Okay, very nice. 4 hour chart, or 4 hour time frame rather. Again, we can see these things having failed breakdowns before. I find this very, very interesting because you have this range of established support in here. And then we come down to it in here, and then looking to break down here and break down here, and it doesn't do it. And then you get how do you do kind of move. So that's just a fantastic situation there, but we can see every single time frame, just fantastic move and beautiful exitation today of the 18 average of highs. Showing strength amongst it for a few days. But as I've been stating in these videos before, that this was a setup I was expecting. I'm not surprised this is happening today. We're going to be seeing 23, 24 pretty damn soon. And that's a conservative low end number. But with that being stated, we come down, have the support here, December 8th through that of December 12th, and then 13th through yesterday. Showing strength amongst the 18 average of highs like this is just a beautiful setup. So for any of these 2 days, you're like, yeah, is this a buy or a sell signal? And I'd be like, I don't know, but maybe I do know, and I'm just not telling you. Weekly time frame. And actually, I wouldn't say that. I would probably give you the correct answer. And so far, it has been the correct answer because the correct answer has been buy. With that being said, we can see the excitation on the weekly term time frame came October the 19th. But even within such, there's still nothing to tell me that this market is overextended and ready to top. And that's even excluding the fact we haven't even seen big volume on here yet. I'm just mentioning the fact on the 3 periods that preceded current. Another unofficial correction, I guess you can say. Just a little bit of sideways move. So it's, and we can have another leg higher and then we'll see what happens from there, because that's what it's always about. You get to that level, okay, because we break the resistance here of like 12, 13, 14,000. We get up to like here, okay, how do we do? And as I've been stating for a whole time, months, and if not, well, for the last several months, that I moved to 20,000, I'm expecting weak resistance. And well, sure enough, it's looking that way. But that's looking that way. We still haven't clearly stated we're breaking all-time highs on a practical, like not exact number level. For if we do top in this area and we just go back down, this would be a matching high of the 2017, now piercing extra. But as this goes, this is on early excitation. So therefore, as I stated, buy, sell, well, intermediate and long term, it's to me saying that it's a buy. And of course, the intermediate term is nowhere near as good as it used to be, but long term, it hasn't changed much. In that we get past 20,000, we're going to have a significant move. What, 20? I got to mention 23, 24. So that's why when you look at this and it's breaking out above in here on this resistance break at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, one reason to be really highly consider the buy as well. Yeah, it's telling me now that it's breaking down below. Maybe I buy at 20,400 and it comes back and then it goes up and I don't care. But then maybe it doesn't go back down and I don't get my buy-in, or I put buy orders in and they don't hit. But there probably were a lot of people at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the morning that were HIT, whatever. Oh crap, this thing's going up. Now I want to buy, but I want to get a cheap buy. I want to get a deal. Let's put a buy order at 20,000. That's back to where we came from. But if you did, of course, your buy order has never been executed because the price action never came back down. And that is the technical analysis that I want to go over. Now, some of the things that I just don't do in this world is talk with that many people. I don't even randomly see that many people, especially in 2020. For even before then, my plan at the end of 2019 was to really just do what I have to in town. And I really don't have to do much at all. And now with the way things are, social distancing, mask rules and everything, that just amplifies a level more. Because it's always been for me like a game almost to a degree, in how, like, this is going back for years. How fast can I get in and out of, well, something like, say, if you're going to like a gas station, as it is, one of those, every gas station is pretty much the same. Normal, decent sized ones, of course, where you can easily spend $50-$100 just in the store itself on many different things. This is what I'm talking about. Because in those type of stores, I can pick up like 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 different things, maybe like a few snacks, maybe some drinks, maybe heck, even some grocery items or add-on items like condiments or whatnot, like a bottle of mustard or ketchup or whatnot. Just couple 3 quick items that I know I'm going to need and want, and I can do that in like a minute or two. And then you can go to like smaller other types of types of stores. This is like dollar stores or different stores. They call them Dollarama in Canada. I can do that maybe 5 minutes. And then different things like a normal grocery store. Maybe I can do that in 15. And I've always been one to try to do it fast. And now I'm trying to do it even faster. Of course, I don't even have to I don't even have to buy groceries most of the time because I can order them and I got people who can also deliver them for me as well. So it's not like I even have to do as much as that type of thing. And basically what I'm saying is I don't really see a lot of it. I mean, I try to see different things on YouTube and talk to different people here and there. Again, I don't talk to too many, but one person is mentioning to me about a lot of rich people getting into that of cryptocurrencies. And I really put rich people into a couple different classes, or a few different classes. Obviously, you got successful people in most everyday type of income lives or some sort of business life of some sort that people do well doing that. And then you have that of like celebrities, all those types and whatever type of deal. And then you got things like, we'll talk to bankers and stuff like that. Now, I don't even follow all the news that's going on for too much, and I really don't like to or want to. It's just politics is just not fun. And I mean, I'm surprised, even looking back at myself, from like, if you ask my 30-year-old self that I care as much as I do about monetary history, the federal banking system and stuff like that, that level of, it's not really politics, but it kind of is. But that part of it, I mean, that's like the only really part I do care about. And even then, it's like, okay, what did I learn in like 2008, 9, 10, 15 and such like that? And there's just so many things in this world. Once you learn it, you don't need to again. And that's one reason I kind of would think and hope that the viewership to my videos go down, because once you learn how I teach this type of charting stuff, it's the same. I can give you this type of analysis and you can work it with any market type thing. And that's just how it is. Of course, there's a lot of people that are like, yeah, but I mean, there's reasons why people are still subscribed for multiple different reasons. But that is so I'm not always going to see what's going on, but I am hearing that a lot of the rich are getting into it, but I don't think that they are yet. I really don't think, because the way I look at it is, that's the only ones for celebrities and stuff like that. I couldn't even tell you. I'm listening. No, I'm not even listening to her. Lady Gaga. I mean, I watched two of her videos this year. I don't know how old they were. One of them was like, yeah, whatever. That song wasn't that good. And I mean, I'm not that genre music fan anyway, so none of that. If I can get good music out of bad genre music stuff, or anything I love or like out of bad genre instruments, and there's a few examples of such, that's amazing. Like Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise. I do not like rap music at all. I love that song kind of deal. That's one example. And that's not Coolio. That's like a remake of it's just that was in the rap of Stevie Wonder. So we could go on of different things like anyway. So with that being stated in that sense, I don't really care about the new stuff. So Lady Gaga, I'm like, I heard, Lady Gaga's like the new age Madonna and stuff like that. Yeah, I kind of thought so, because I remember she did the Super Bowl one time. I didn't really watch it though. And then I watched one video. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is wow. Okay, yeah, I can kind of see that. I mean, my favorite female music artist, at least on the new age, if you call it new, would be Pink. And well, I mean, everything else is like 90s and earlier, so no, Pink is like the only new age one. She's cool. Anyway, that's I don't follow stuff like that, but sports is something I am big into. So I know there are several amount of sport athletes that have good 7-8 figure savings, and of course there's so many people in the normal business as it is anyway. And a lot of them are going to be seeing what's going on, realizing the situation, and it's how early they get into it, is because at one point there's going to be this many people that get into it, and then the volume for it goes up to here, and then next thing you know, we got a volume of this many people, and maybe it goes down to this, and then it's this. Sure enough, we could be having volume like this. This could be in the future here even. And I really believe stuff like that is going to be happening, and a lot of them, and I'm talking about your LeBron James, your Marty McSorley's. I'm kidding about Marty McSorley. I'm just was thinking about the Montreal Canadiens, Los Angeles Kings 1993 finals earlier today. And that was there's just so many different hockey players that just like players, everyday common players, make $2 million, $4 million contracts, and it's at the stage now where if enough people put in 50,000 here, 200,000 here, 1 million here, 3 million here, And it happens over and over again. That is going to drive prices to extreme interesting levels. And this is going to, I think, it's going to work with like very big levels for both cryptocurrencies and the precious metals industries. I think they're both going to be doing very well together moving into 2021 and that of 2022. And we're just seeing excitation here on the 18 average of highs. So to me, I'm saying, okay, this is just the start of this next run. That's why I like to say into 22. I can give you conservative price targets. Okay, 60,000-ish for conservative. Expected level for me, testing the six-figure number. That's my non-conservative or aggressive breakout level. And aggressive breakout levels is anything near $250,000 and above. And then time, same thing. Conservative, aggressive, and in the middle. So aggressively, we're going to get to these parts well before the end of next year, less than 12 months. And then taking a long time, could take like 6 years for us to get to those next moves. 6 years, 7 years. It's going to be like a straight up move with just a few small corrections here and there, and it's just going to be like that. And that this will take 6 years. And we'll just even go like this. This is Bitcoin 20,000. This is whatever the high you predict it's going to be. Yeah, some people say it's going to be less than a year. That person would be saying it's going to be like 5 or 6 years. And a normal prediction, which is where I'm going on this, might be like 16 to 18 months. 19, 20 months in that area. Not quite 2 years, but well more than a year. So well into 2022. We'll see how this ends up going. But if you're buying now to reach those prices, you're buying at 21,300. And the price action goes to the 30, 40, 60, and so on level. How you feeling kind of deal. It's the same thing as, let me just put the line in just before in here. You break 20,000 like this. And yeah, of course, it would have been nicer to buy in here and much even nicer to buy back here. However, when you've seen it breaking past these levels of resistance, it was kind of smart to buy at 1,400 and 1,300 and stuff like that, realizing it got up here. And it worked out that buying at 2,500 got some gains, but each time not as good. And buying at 6,000, if you were able to sell, your link gains were not as high. And then if you bought at like 11, 16, 18,000, there's a lot of people now that are finally relieved the fact because they were buying up in here. And they had to go through all of this time of seeing their portfolio go down, and then it's been going up in value since. And now so many people today are finally seeing themselves up for the first time in Bitcoin maybe. And there's a lot of people that are down for the first days of crypto because they hold even just one altcoin, or they're trading, or any of these measures that have forced them to lose over that time. In fact, I'm sure there's people that are still destroyed in the crypto game buying in this level here. And just think of all the people that did buy in this area and sold in here at any of these points. And now they're seeing this move. And that's happened. That's like any market, because you have those point A, point B, up, down moves. And people are always going to be trapped into selling and buying at the wrong times. That's how the market behaviors always work. Now let's finish this off with Litecoin against both the Bitcoin and the dollar. And this has been very volatilely nice. I haven't really traded. I've been trading more Litecoin because of it. In fact, I sold some Litecoin earlier today to buy Ripple. And actually, I sold some Litecoin to buy Real Goods as well, too. Only $70 worth of stuff. But anyway, whatever on that. And that was actually just before the video. But the day today is seeing Litecoin overperform Bitcoin when Bitcoin's kicking ass. That's interesting. Cool. It's technically an outside day against the commodity currency of Bitcoin. Yesterday's high was 4,349 handle, and today's high is 4,377. And today's low is higher than or lower than the last 2 days. Amongst the single hour term time frame, I think it's you can see within these lines in here just how volatile and interesting this Litecoin market is as far as how it's picking up the pace. And these things, they're just going to continue to have its moves up and down, because one of the things I was mentioning to one of my friends earlier today was Verge. I'm going to put Verge on as a bonus topic as well at the end of that video. So we'll get to Verge in a bit. But how Verge is one coin that I think is going to go to nothing. But I believe we are moving into a dartboard rally. And a dartboard rally is something I define that where a vast majority of the cryptocurrencies not only will have spectacular gains against the dollar, but even spectacular gains against the Bitcoin. And Bitcoin should have spectacular gains against the dollar as well. So in such, I think that the coins that are doomed to fail, well, over the next so many months and time to come, we could have some significant gains moving forward. And then we'll see what happens after that. Yikes, okay. Not all of them will, and some of the gains might be very underwhelming. We'll get to that when we go to Verge. So nice little setup here, 4-hour time frame. We can, how much time's left? An hour left. Yeah, I mean, 3/4 of the way through. And that's one thing about charts. You see, okay, how is it going to hold, react to it? You can see it's spent a decent amount of time in there. You really need to see it hold and stay well above this general area here. And even for that, well, either here or down even here. But for that matter, this high area here, where the 18 average of highs is this level of resistance. I mean, we have these support. Ever since this went up there, it's kind of hasn't even went down to this high. It's went down to this one. Just a fantastic, fantastic spot. And looking at Litecoin against the dollar, it's currently $92 or 92 US dollars, and a beautiful setup, I believe. Well, it is a beautiful setup. Whether it will end up reacting towards the setup, well, time will tell. We got this, break it above this. And I got to make this quick because of time here. So I'm just going to finish this off on a turbo level. But we can see here, looking to break this resistance, this thing north of 100 could probably be in store very soon on the weekly term time frame. I like this correctionary move. This to me looks to be making a move to retest the June highs of the previous year. And to finish it off within Verge, we got a spot here. This is a spot back in here where Doug Polk on this lower high move in 2018 was saying, why are people, I mean, people are crazy to get into this stuff like this, like over 1,000. Here we are at 34 Satoshi. Good call. Still no bullish signs of it ready to break out, but we haven't seen signs of an entire dartboard rally yet either, as it is. But this has been a failed breakout here. And these are showing the signs that it could be bad news for it. But I think if it's going to have a rally, I wouldn't be surprised if it maybe comes up and it hits like a 10 or 20x move. A 20x move would be 700 Satoshi, which would be a significant lower high. And that really wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't get into it. I'm not going to get into it because why would I get into something I think is going to fail when I think a dartboard rally is going to happen when everything else is going to gain as well too? I'd rather be playing my thetas and my Teslas and stuff like that. And I mean, it's got decent setup with the 18 highs against the dollar, 70 or 3/5 of or 3/4 of a penny. 3 periods holding in there so far. We can see it was down to like way down to here, like 1 point, or you can get 6 or 7, 8 of them for $1 basically, I suppose. This thing had a high of 32 cents. So maybe it can make a lower high. I mean, it goes up to like 7 cents. That'd be a 10x move from where we are now, and even like a 50x move from here. And then maybe this coin will work out well. We got to look key low, key high, key low, and then makes a higher high. Maybe it does, and it's going to be a good coin. But either way, this crypto market is an extremely volatile one with a potential for extreme gains on so many different coins. You're not going to get like the 20, 50, 100x gains with Bitcoin anymore like they used to have or used to happen. And then a lot of people are going to be getting it within Bitcoin. When that price gets too high, I think that's going to be a big reason why you get into these altcoins because Bitcoin just gets way too expensive, I think. We'll see if that works out this year or not. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.